What's up, guys? Hope you're having a great weekend. Just got back from the gym, played a little basketball, lit the grill, even though it's pouring out here in Massachusetts. Made myself steak and chicken on spring mix with a little vinaigrette. It's freaking delicious. Since it's Saturday, we're going to check out some basketball, going to find out what's going on, clicking around, and some bigs happening tonight, guys. And love him or hate him, LeBron James just cracked 40,000 points. So that's a pretty big deal. Nobody's ever cracked 40,000 points before. Nobody's gotten even close. He passed Kareem last year. So people are celebrating him, and they're using this as another reason to decide that he's the GOAT. That he's better than Jordan. He's the best we've ever seen. Look at his longevity. Look how long he's played. Oh my God. Start twerking. Get on your birthday suit. And your birthday whistle, or whatever they call it. But obviously you don't hear the excitement in my voice. I think it's awesome. The achievement's awesome. If I believed to my heart that he did it without doping or using steroids, I would celebrate it even more. But I'm not going to use it as a reason to say that he's better than Jordan. He's not. The eye test disproves it. The stats disprove it. The stats say Jordan was better. The eye test says Jordan was better. The rings say Jordan was better. The dominance say Jordan was better. The only metric that LeBron has is his sheer athleticism. But that doesn't make you the greatest of all time. If it did, Shaq would have been the greatest of all time, or Vince Carter, because they could just dominate with sheer athleticism. But that's not the case. That's not what makes you the greatest of all time. It's a combination of offense, defense, willpower, heart, to go along with winning, leadership, among other things I haven't mentioned, work ethic, coachability. But scoring 40,000 points is a big deal. It's a huge deal. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna listen to the call.
Robinson late in that Miami game, big play. Despite the surgeries, there's still some pop and athleticism there.
A lot of the fans standing up. They have their camera phones ready to take a shot of this. James against Porter. Drive, spins, gets inside. It's good. It's 40,000 for LeBron James, the NBA's all-time leading scorer, with another milestone as the legend of LeBron continues to grow. He's got 13 points, and Darvin Ham wants a timeout. And here's the standing ovation for LeBron James as he goes to the bench.
LeBron James, first one ever to 40,000 points. Someone who has pushed this game forward over and over. Not just his impact on the game, but the league, the organizations he's played for, his teammates, and the next generation.
It's been absolutely brilliant to sustain excellence over 21 seasons, and it doesn't come without incredible work and the support of your family, and there's the react. What a moment.
All right, guys. Now we're going to listen to a clip from The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Actually, I don't think Chris is there today, so it's going to be Rob and a fill-in. Well, it's one of my favorite shows, so we're going to see what they have to say about LeBron's 40,000 points. And I'm going to continue to enjoy my salad, because I earned it after busting my ass at the gym tonight playing some basketball.
So we talked about this earlier about the 40,000 points. I'm not here. I'm not trying to bash him for getting that. I'm not. But I think everything, there has to be context. And a lot of it has to do with, it's a longevity thing. Don't you, we're not being mean-spirited. It's a longevity thing.
Mm-hmm.
Played a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. He's played an incredibly long time. And
I don't think it changes anything. To me, all it does for the people who believe that he's the GOAT or he's that guy, it's one thing they can say, well, he's got 40,000 points. Oh, he won the in-season tournament. Oh, his son's going to be drafted in the NBA draft, or whatever it is, to try to cover up the 6 finals losses and that he only has 4 and he had to put together a dream team in order to win the 3 he won. I'm just saying, or the other 2, I should say.
Right.
But you get my point. If you're a LeBron person or fan or whatever you want, a minion, you love it because it's something else you could use to push back on Michael Jordan.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I think whatever side you are on, you're dug in. 40,000 is not going to – I'll put it this way.
Right, they're like, Michael Jordan played 13 years. What do we – he played 20.
Yeah, right.
Really?
If you're Team Jordan, you're not all of a sudden going to say, I got to reevaluate now that LeBron has reached 40,000 points. It's not going to go down like that. It's impressive, Rob. Listen, longevity means a lot. For him to be around this long is incredibly impressive. He's still playing at a very high level.
Here's
the guy's
my scary,
almost 40 years old.
Here's the scary part, though. If he plays 3 more years, right, and doesn't win again, is winning 4 championships in 23 years. Do you see what I'm saying? That doesn't feel special. Do you think that's special?
The problem is he's compared to MJ the whole time. So when you're comparing him to Jordan, who was, he was perfect in the finals, never lost. When he's chasing, as he said, that ghost in Chicago, when that's the comparison, no, it doesn't feel like it's more special. And that's the real conversation. Sure, that's special to do what he's done. He's had an incredibly special career.
No doubt. No one would. And people always say, oh, you hate LeBron or what. I think he's the second best player of all time. How do I hate a guy? I'm not like Paul Pierce or some of these former players who have him 10th or 11th or not in their top 10. That's where there's some sort of bias, right? If you could honestly look at his career, the all-time leading scorer or whatever, and say he's not in your top 10, come on, man. You lose credibility even if you play in the league.
I get it, and I'm with you. The thing I dislike, Rob, is we've gotten to a place now where anything that sounds slightly critical, it's taken as you're just outright hating, you're just bashing this guy.
I get it all the time, as I just said. And if I did have a rub against LeBron or something, would I rate him second behind Michael Jordan? I don't think that's an insult.
No. But it just feels like you're disarming a bomb if you're talking about longevity in a slightly critical way, where I think of it the same way. He's a scoring compiler, and that sounds incredibly negative. I don't mean it that way at all, but I just simply look at Jordan won 10 scoring titles
in a row.
LeBron won 1. So he's going to get to 40,000 points. Nobody has done that. It's a longevity thing, and hats off to him for being in the league and playing at that high of a level for so long. That means a ton. I think compiler is the new, system quarterback. You know what I mean? It's always taken as a negative, and it's not always meant that way. I don't mean it as negative as it sounds, that he's a scoring compiler, but that's what he is. He's not a guy that won 10 scoring titles like MJ. He won 1. So it's impressive that he scored so much over that period of time, but he hasn't been one of these elite scorers. And I think a lot of people just look at, hey, 40,000 points. He's the only guy to do it. He's an elite scorer. No, he's not.
Right. I think you're 100 spot on. And it's not to rain on his parade. It's just, I just think you have to have context to everything. And there are awards that people win just based on longevity, right? For playing a long time. Don't you look? That's why there's a thing called scoring average, right? That's the great equalizer.
It is. You speaking your baseball language, Rob. A lot of people threw this out with Craig Biggio. Remember the Astros, and he's a compiler, and it's always talked about as a negative, and it shouldn't be like that. If you can compile numbers like LeBron has done for as long as he's been in the NBA, you take that every time. If you're an NBA franchise, that's nothing to just shrug your shoulders at. But I don't know how we can turn compiling into a positive. I think the damage has been done. It's always taken as a negative. I don't mean it as a negative at all.
Not at all. It is what it is.
Now, what you just said about that would be a great choice for a franchise, that might be true. How LeBron not bailed on a franchise every few years and not actually locked down and been a man and built around himself in the draft and made the players around himself better. Say, like Kobe, Jordan, Kareem, Magic, Bird. So if we're comparing them to those guys, it's tough now, because do you want a player that's going to give you 10, 12, 14 good years, stay loyal, and win at a higher rate? Or you want a player like LeBron who could potentially play for 20 years at a high level? Now, even if you're going to assume maybe potentially under all the same circumstances that he's going to stay with the team, so say you draft Jordan and he'll play I don't know how many seasons he played, but say 14 seasons, and you get Kobe for 16 good seasons, or you get Duncan for 18 good seasons, or you're going to get LeBron for 22 good seasons, who do you draft? That's a different conversation than who's the GOAT. The GOAT, who's the best have we ever seen play? Who's the greatest to lace them up for a single game, or it's probably a 7-game series? Who do you want? Who's going to dominate? Who's going to win? That is Jordan. For an 82-game season and a postseason run in his prime, there's nobody better than Michael Jordan. My favorite player ever is Kobe. I got him number 2. I don't even know where I got LeBron. I got to do an in-depth conversation about it, but it's probably not even in the top 5. But we're going to have to take into consideration the team jumping, the team building, the resting, and what I believe is steroiding, taking steroids, doping. I'm not going to have a blind eye to it. I don't work for ESPN. I don't work for a media company I have to worry about getting fired from. So what I see is that he's not natural. And I don't mean that he's a freak in nature. He's bigger now and faster and stronger than he was in his prime. The only time we've ever seen that before was Barry Bonds. And he's not even allowed in the Hall of Fame. People talk about him like he shouldn't even be allowed to be in a conversation. Funny, because NBA's Golden Boy, as of late, there's a lot of leaks. There's a lot of grapes doing a little chit chat on the grapevine about LeBron and his possible doping. So we'll see where that goes. But he just scored 40,000 points. I do congratulate him. I do give it to him. It's an amazing achievement. Do I think he's a GOAT? No. Is he my GOAT? No. Should he be anyone's GOAT? No. Not realistically. But it is an amazing achievement, and I do give him his props for being the first one to score 40,000 points. But hashtag not my GOAT. You guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments section. What's your opinion on LeBron? Is he your GOAT? Who's your GOAT? How big of an achievement is this? Does this factor into the GOAT conversation at all? Let me know in the comments. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I hope you look forward to future videos.